Imagine a world without sound, without sight, a world where even your own mother's face is a mystery, and words are nothing but shadows you can't grasp. That was Helen Keller's reality. But from that darkness, she built a light that would inspire millions. This is her story. Helen Keller was born on June 27, 1880, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. For the first year of her life, she was a healthy, curious baby. But at just 19 months old, a sudden illness took her sight and hearing. Overnight, her bright world turned into an endless silence and blackness. As a little girl, Helen couldn't understand what had happened. She couldn't hear her parents' voices or see their faces. With no way to speak or listen, frustration became her companion. Her parents loved her dearly, but the house often echoed with her cries of anger and confusion. By the age of 7, Helen lived in a prison of isolation, intelligent and eager to learn, but with no way to connect with the world outside her fingertips. In 1887, everything changed. A young teacher named Anne Sullivan arrived at the Keller home. Anne herself had fought partial blindness and understood struggle. She believed that behind Helen's silence was a brilliant mind waiting to be freed. Anne began by spelling letters into Helen's palm, using a simple doll as a lesson. D-O-L-L. But Helen didn't yet understand that the movements in her hand meant words. Then came the moment that changed history. Anne led Helen to the water pump. As cold water flowed over one hand, Anne spelled W-A-T-E-R into the other. Suddenly, a spark ignited. Helen froze, then spelled back the letters with trembling fingers. For the first time in her dark, silent life, she understood. Things had names, and names were power. That day, Helen learned 30 words. That day, her world cracked open to light. After that breakthrough, Helen's hunger for knowledge was unstoppable. With Anne by her side, she learned hundreds of words through touch. She mastered the manual alphabet and soon Braille, the raised dot system for reading. She even learned to type and to form some spoken words by feeling Anne's mouth as she spoke. Every day was a battle, but every victory was proof. Her disabilities would not define her. At 14, Helen began formal schooling, with Anne spelling every lesson into her hand. She faced long nights, endless practice, and countless frustrations. But she refused to quit. In 1900, Helen entered Radcliffe College, the women's division of Harvard. 4 years later, she became the first deaf-blind person to earn a college degree. The girl who once could not speak a single word now held a diploma that symbolized courage and perseverance. Even before graduating, Helen had begun writing. Her first autobiography, The Story of My Life, touched hearts around the world. But Helen didn't stop at telling her story. She used her new voice to fight for others, people with disabilities, workers, women, and the poor. She traveled the world as an activist, spreading hope and demanding change. During World War II, she visited wounded soldiers, telling them that life after loss was still worth living. Her life became a message. No matter how dark, there is always a way to light. Helen Keller went on to write over a dozen books, give hundreds of speeches, and inspire generations. She met presidents, kings, and leaders. But more importantly, she gave hope to ordinary people struggling in silence. She showed the world that the human spirit is stronger than any obstacle. In 1964, she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of America's highest honors. When she passed away in 1968, she left behind more than a legacy. She left a beacon. Helen once said, "Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it." Her life proved those words true. From a silent, dark childhood to a life filled with purpose, Helen Keller taught us all, Even in the deepest darkness, you can create light. If Helen Keller's story touched you today, don't let it stop here. Share this video to inspire someone else who needs hope. Remember, the world needs your story too. Subscribe to Word Woven Tales for more stories.